Alcoa Road to Highway 10. We're on Highway 5 right now. Just got off Alcoa Road. We're out here at Bryant. Yeah, Bryant, Benton. I'm not really sure. We're in between two. I'm going to cut across to the west end out here. We're going down a couple of these back roads. Yeah, it's Benton Fire Station number 5, so I guess we're in Benton. This is considered Benton, not Bryant. But I should know that, but you know, this is not part of town I'm from. You know, I come over this way a lot, and Salem Road. We're gonna take Salem Road over the Congo Ferndale Cutoff Road, Ferndale Cutoff to Highway 10. And of course, this is a route that, or most of this route I've recorded a lot in the past. But it's a good ride, a lot of beautiful scenery out this way. So we shall check it out. But it's a really hot afternoon. It's still summertime here in Arkansas. I think I've mentioned that before, but I'm gonna ride and talk and whatnot. And there's Wilt Leather Boot and Saddle Repair. I hear they're really good. I don't know. I never had anything taken to them. We're on the Salem Road. This is, I guess you could call this Salem area here, where it goes to Salem, Arkansas. And I don't know if my thing closed or not. It might have, but it's the middle of the day. You can tell by the shadows. You know, it's a little bit afternoon. Noon the time, 12 o'clock, going on 1, it's about 1 o'clock now, I guess. But the temperature was nice and cool when I took off earlier this morning to ride, but it's not so much so now. Now, I think I mentioned a video or two ago that I've been looking at, you know, thinking about the possibility, the rumor that Honda is putting out a CL300 and should be making an announcement in the next month or two. But if they don't, I'm really considering getting a CMX 500, you know, the Honda Rebel 500, and putting a comfort seat, which is almost like a bench seat, you know, it's a little step in it, like it's on the bike I'm on right now, or on this, the last, or all the Sportsters I ever owned, and putting maybe some mini floorboards on it, luggage rack, and putting a little bit of, put a bug screen on the front, and use it for a round the town and back road bike. And a friend of mine in Cleveland, brother of mine in Cleveland, who owns several Harleys, you know, he's got a couple of Sportsters, he's got a Road King, and he's got an old FX. And I posted on another friend's Facebook page that I was thinking about that. He made the comment that he was going to pray for me, and I think he thinks that I'm going to get rid of my Wide Glide. I'm not going to get rid of that. If I do that, I'm not going to get rid of my Wide Glide. I'm just probably not going to ride it as often, you know. A lot of people that don't really realize, you know, I didn't realize it, but as we get into age, some of us just can't, just don't do as well as we age as others, you know. Health-wise, I'm in pretty good health, you know, except for I'm obese, overweight, which I've tried and tried to lose that weight, and have a little bit of shortness of breath, and I think that's mainly, well, that's due to decades of smoking and plus the having more weight than I should. And well, just the same, it's getting harder and harder though to do things that I did when I was younger, and my endurance isn't as good as it used to be, and my stability isn't as good as it used to be, even though I don't have no major health problems. You know, I was telling a guy earlier today how by getting off my electric bicycle one day that my leg went numb. When I set the leg down to get off the bicycle, you know, I fell. It was because my leg wouldn't hold me up, because it more or less was paralyzed. It was numb. Fell asleep. And you know, so my endurance on things aren't as good as they used to be. My nerves and my legs and my hips and stuff aren't as good as they used to be. Why in the world my leg fell asleep while riding a bicycle, I haven't a clue, because I was pedaling some of the time, and yeah, it was an electric bicycle, so I had pedal assist, but for my leg to fall asleep like that was really strange to me. But I guess, wow, I can't see it. Butterfly just committed suicide on my helmet screen. And well, anyways, you know, I'm thinking about getting a lighter bike. I've thought about getting a Royal Enfield, one of those classic 350s, because they look so nice. You know, they look so traditional, but without having a dealer network close by, you know, to take it to if I have problems, or need to have things done to it that I don't know what to, you know, don't know how to do. I don't like that idea, you know. I like having a dealer network. Main reason why I ride a Harley, you know. But because we have a pretty good dealer network with Harley, just about any place you go. Nowadays you can find a Harley dealer. But you know, Honda motorcycles, they got a pretty good dealership network too. And so that, you know, I'm really kind of hoping that they come out with that CL300. It won't be a totally retro bike, but it'll be sort of retro, and it'll, you know, it'll bring back memories of the bike I learned how to ride on, the CL350. And I think it would make a good round to town and a back road bike, like for back here. And of course, if they don't come out with such a bike, and we don't get a Royal Enfield dealership in near where I live at, then I'm actually going to consider getting a Honda Rebel if I can find one. Right now, it's just really hard to find them. And try to fix it up, you know, make it into my own little pseudo retro machine. Because like I was telling people, those CMX 500, the motor that's in them is the same motor they use on the you know, CB500F, the CB500R, and the CB500X. It's you know, the same motor in all four of those machines, which is a very dependable and popular motor for Honda to use. And it would, you know, I've already pictured in my mind customizing a Honda Rebel to make it look like a bike from the 70s, you know, the best I can. But I really would like to see the CL300 happen. The thing of it is, you know, that CMX only weighs 408 pounds. It has, you know, 45, almost 46 horsepower, which is the same horsepower as the 650 Triumphs of the 60s. You know, basically the bike could do the ton. You know, there's a lot of people, they've taken their bike out, and to see how high, Honda says the highest speed is 95 miles an hour, but there are a lot of people that's got it up to 100 miles an hour plus, which is basically what the old Triumphs and BSAs used to do back in the 60s. The Royal Enfield 650, it's only 46 horsepower. And so, you know, but it's a water-cooled engine. It's got more of the classic look and everything, which would be kind of neat to have. But without a local dealer network, place to take it if you're having problems with it or need warranty work, well, that's just a hassle, especially since I don't have a way to transport vehicles and things, you know, transport motorcycles. That would be just a hassle to own if we didn't have a local dealership. You know, I mentioned it to the different dealers in my area that, you know, maybe they should take on Royal Enfield. And one dealership, but people, you know, they like to buy accessories, you know, that are loyal to, when they're loyal to a certain brand. I mean, that's how Harley Davidson, you know, a lot of their profit is from their branded merchandise. And Royal Enfield, they understand that, so, you know, they've been making t-shirts and helmets and motorcycle jackets, and, you know, because people, you know, people that get into Royal Enfield, it's sort of a cult type thing for a lot of young people. And it, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, really. You know, if that helps your company stay afloat. And also, you know, because it's advertisement people buy. But of course, another place they don't want to, that I, you know, mentioned it and everything, they don't want to take up space away from the machines they already have. Talking about they need to have a certain square feet commitment, you know, if they take on that brand. And plus their main brand they take right now frown on their dealers, you know, selling other brands of motorcycles, which is kind of silly in a lot of ways. It's the reason a lot of, you know, brands exchange hands in a lot of cities back in the 60s. Was that one place that was sort of successful of carrying Harley Davidson motorcycles here in the Central Arkansas area for many, many years. Now all of a sudden, you know, they, you know, Harley wasn't offering as much, and they wanted to expand their business, and so they wanted to take on Honda as into their shop too, and Harley said no. So they dumped Harley Davidson and took on Honda and Yamaha. decade upon decade business. And since I've lived in Central Arkansas, the Harley Davidson dealership has gone through 3 different people. But that Honda dealership's been the same family. They're the family that originally, you know, had it with Harley Davidson all the way back in the day when, you know, years and years ago. But whatever, you know. But right now, most dealerships, except for Harley and Royal Enfield, cannot get machines in, you know. Now I've been up to the European dealership in Plano, Texas, where they carry Triumph, Royal Enfield, BMW, and I don't know, I think maybe Ducati, I don't remember, but the other 3 for sure. And you know, they're doing okay, but you know, a lot of the bikes that are coming from overseas are just not happening, you know, they're not coming. And like in the video that I did before this one, now when I was at the Harley shop, the majority of the bikes in the Harley shop are used, which is kind of strange. And you know, they're not getting way too many Harleys, that's for sure. They do have quite a few Sportsters right now. Of course, it's only the 48 and the Iron 883. It's only Sportsters they carry. You know, Revolution Max motor bikes they don't have. They do have one used Pan American, but Harley Davidson ain't doing so good at keeping their stock up. And so, you know, the local Harley shop, I'm assuming they've gotten their bike, most of their bikes aren't trade-ins, some are, but a lot of them are bikes they've gotten at auctions and such. I don't know. But you know, Honda and Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, they're having trouble keeping stock in. When you look at their site, they might have a few small dirt bikes, but the other machines are really lacking. The Kawasaki shop's doing better than Yamaha, Honda, and Suzuki. You know, the Suzuki shop, most of the motorcycles they have in there are Chinese-made bikes, and they don't have a very good selection of those either. So still, because of the chip shortage and the shipping problem, and you know, foreign motorcycle manufacturers aren't doing too great, especially in Central Arkansas. And of course, we don't carry any of the European brands in Central Arkansas at any of the local shops. But it's going to be interesting to see how things are going to work out in the next year or so. I was really hoping to see the motorcycles hitting the dealership floors by now, but it's not happening. Well, we're back in the Pulaski County. You know, we had been in Saline County at the beginning of this video, and of course they just redid this road. Of course, this, you know, this is a familiar road in a lot of my videos where I'm at right now. And but I like it going down this road. I like riding in the shade, and you can, you know, I'm speeding when I'm on this road because the speed limit's only like 35, 40 miles an hour. But it's a nice, pleasant ride here, you know, west of Little Rock. And northeast of Saline, Benton, says, I really enjoy this ride. I'm heading over to Highway 10. We're here on the Congo-Ferndale Cutoff Road. Oh, it looks like they're having a wedding or something. Maybe a funeral. That's a church there. And we're going to continue here on Ferndale, or Ferncliff Road, actually. Well, we're just getting off Ferncliff. Now we're on the Ferndale Cutoff Road. They can't make up their mind what they name the roads. Then we're going to take this all the way over to Highway 10 and then hang in there to West Little Rock. See how things are going. It's a winding road, they say. Wow. Low speed. Now they just recovered this part of the road too. And we'll probably be in here putting a line down here next week. This is a nice, easy, winding road. Over there, 1 o'clock is all the TV antennas out in the west end. On the mountain over there. There's the Ferndale Cutoff Road. I don't know where exactly is Ferndale. Never figured that out. I've lived here for 30 years and haven't figured that out yet. Oh, you can smell the new tar in the blacktop as we're going down through here. This is a pretty nice ride. I enjoy just riding, just the ride. As some friends say, they don't ride unless they have a purpose for riding. Well, I don't understand that. The purpose for riding is to ride, So you get out on your two wheels, you go down the highway, the wind blowing against you, enjoying the freedom of what appears to be freedom, simulation of freedom, being on a motorcycle. So I don't know how free you are if you got, you got to buy insurance on your motorcycle, and you got to buy registration for your motorcycle. You got to, and if you, get a loan for a motorcycle, you got to make your payments on the motorcycle on your loan. So that doesn't make it too free, does it? It's just, you got to pay for it. And should have maybe cut down that road, but not today. We're going to go on the Highway 10, and I don't know, you can't smell it, but I can. There's someone had baled some hay over there. It looks nice. See those big rolls of hay out in the fields. There's some horses out in the field, ponies. It's an enjoyable ride out this way. A lot of people have little horse farms and such in this area. Speed limit's a little bit higher. Here it's 45, where it's only 35 on the other side of Canis Road up back there. And, but it's enjoyable. You can tell it's coming to the end of summer though. The type of plants that you see, the type of flowers that you see, and the browning of the grass a little bit. Whereas the tree leaves aren't turning yet. But you can tell we're coming to the end of summer. A lot of my friends up north, back east, they're having a lot cooler days than what we're having here. You know, it's a hot day, but it's a lazy hot summer day still. And in a few days will that be officially be fall. And of course, like I've said a couple of videos ago or so, that you know, we're getting into the time of year I enjoy riding the most, where it's not, you know, where it starts cooling off and everything. Actually, now I shouldn't probably ride without a jacket on, but it just gets too daggone hot, you know. And heat's not my friend when it gets too hot. Like extreme cold's not my friend either. But down here in Arkansas, was extreme cold. Up north is nice. And here we are. We're on Highway 10. And here we go back towards Little Rock. Well, anyways, if you like this video, hit like. Don't forget to share the video and subscribe.